I don't know about the
Ooh.
Malphite pick.
It's definitely interesting, right? You are picking this big tank up. There's a fair amount of physical damage coming out from AA, but it really paints a big problem with XT on this Karthus, right? The Malphite's not going to be getting a whole lot of priority into Aatrox and is going to be threatened by the fact that Aatrox is a manaless champion. And so it feels as though the top side coming in for AA will have a lot of impact on this opening game.
Yeah, and Llama might have been able to start the tier in order to try to deal with some of those mana issues, but only tiers right now are Llama not going to be able to pick up any kills or really do anything too much early in this laning phase. 34 CS getting closer and closer to the threshold.
Jaffe,
Hold on.
The flash, the auto attack is going to be enough. PJ Salt goes down, and Jaffe looking to be flipping the heads in this game. The consistency is starting to come out in this Aatrox.
One of those 20-0 games, not one of those 0-20 games.
You got to think back to what we saw from Jaffe coming in last week. He was playing Fiora against Tadeus's Ornn, and they had so much pressure in the game. You remember the number of times he went in for a 1v4 underneath the enemy structures in the enemy base. But now XT is walking down into the bottom lane. Godex Anime is here. They're looking for Vexrax. The slow comes through. The stun is there. Root is there. They're picking him up, and Vexrax, the substitute coming in, got to be the first one going down. Here to support him, and nobody on Wash is able to react to him at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the strengths of top lane, right? If you get to the point where you can just force your enemy top laner under tower, force them back, and you know where the enemy jungler is, that Rift Herald 100% yours, but either way, Vexrax in a lot of trouble.
Comes out from Zyra. That's a lot of damage, and no flash on the Amumu means he goes down a second time. Where PJ Salt starts crying. You and I both know it. It's a top lane experience. When I can't do anything, he's freezing me off the wave, so bring up the jungler. 3v1 going on to Jaffe. He pops the World Ender, trying to get out, but look at the sustain already coming through. The ultimate from Karthus is not going to be enough, but Jaffe is barely almost able to get away. Not going to do it, and the True Shot Barrage misses as well. They finally shut down Jaffe into open battle. And so while the two dragons have already gone over, it is giving a 1,000 gold lead already over to AA.
Yeah, I mean, that it's one of the things that we've seen from other teams. Like, for example, T1 has...
Hold on. XG's coming up. There's a potential gank, a potential dive. The Wall of Pain goes through. The magic resistance is shredded, but they're not going to be committing to the play. But now they have demos up here. 3 people are here. PJ Soul needs to try and turn this around. The flash is up, but he gets the turnaround. He takes down XT, but it's not going to be enough to save him, as we see all the members of AA come up, and now it's not over. Demos has to find his way out. They don't have ults. Jaffe so low, no World Ender just quite yet. They're trying to find Demos. He's still got the flash. They're trying to turn around. Godex Anime so low. Demos goes back in, almost going to be getting the last bit off of the E, but it's not going to be enough. The healing on the Volley Bear is too much. Seraphine's there as well, but it's blood all across the map, and now MXL trying to go 1v1 up against Erebus. He gets it with the last bit of damage. The bouncing grenade picks him up. Continuing to build up later and later into the game. He needs to find his fights now, and we're already seeing he moves out of his lane. He goes with Godex Anime. They have to try and find something here, and XT going for the gank at the worst time. They're looking for Pure Llama. They jump on top of him, but the counter stuns come through. The ults are there. They instantly find 2 kills, and Wash just crushing in this mid game.
On your keyboard available.
Yeah, and so we see Wash, they take control of the river, but they're giving a lot of ground. We will see the members of AA able to move into the river, but this is the spot where I feel like AA have to give up this dragon. They're going to try and find their way back in, but it's a front to back, but now Demo's trying to come around the side. The ultimate only
huge ultimate.
To Vexrax in the middle. The ultimate from Karthus interrupted, but Demos is on the back line. Pure Llama and Erebus running for the hills, and they try and find their way out, but they haven't lost the number 2. XT goes back in. The passive is perfectly used by XT one more time, but Godex Anime finding another kill, and so far it's a 2v3 already coming through. We are seeing a small team fight win from Wash, but Jaffe still alive and well, gets rooted, gets stunned. All the members, there's so much crowd control, he can't even get into the back line of Wash, and he just goes down from full HP. The turnaround, all the core of Team Wash standing up strong, and now they should be able to pick up this mountain.
Honestly, like, it was still completely winnable for the side of Team AA there, and unfortunately Jaffe just breathes out a little bit for that ward, as Vexrax now in the wings, just looking to see if they can do some kind of hero play with Demos here. Yone just puts out so much damage, still has the ulti.
Right on top, Pure Llama going down so quickly. Erebus trying to deal the damage back, but PJ Salt's the one who comes in. is able to get a little bit of a slap, but they are still hitting this Dragon. XT is too far away, not going to be able to get the smite in 3.
Interesting. I really don't know, like, why did MXL walk up like that? Oh, it's just greeds out a little bit for the wave, and Erebus just walks up, just doing so much damage. No flash needed, just Gale Forces right on in. That's a 5-0 Jhin. Yep.
Shadow Flame?
Shadow Flame, thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
There we go.
Yeah, but Shadow Flame, and now that it's fully completed, that does so much damage, especially against a team that has the Seraphine. But Jaffe in a lot of trouble here.
Jaffe gonna get dove. God X Anime zooms in. He has to start the fight, disables the turret, and Jaffe just layered in so much crowd control. The curtain call picks it up, and even with XT's ult, they don't find anything but on the other side down, and the turret taken down in the top lane as well. Everybody has to start looking for this dragon, and crucially, a bunch of ultimates aren't up, but they don't want the dragon. They're already starting up the Baron. Vexrax gonna try and stop them, and Wasp, they go for the ultimate. They catch
huge ultimate,
XT and Vexrax both going down. Can MXL do anything? All of his teammates are already falling, and MXL has to run for the hills up the river. And it doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch up to Demos, but they are in a perfect position to grab this Mountain Soul.
Yeah, and MXL just, unfortunately, you know, you're going to be looking at that dragon. You're going to try to see if you can get that miracle steal here, but there's basically a 0% chance of it, especially with a Jhin on the enemy team. This is a hero play.
Opportunity. They got to try and find a steal, but there's just no damage coming out from Jaffe. He gets shredded. Another kill gets picked up at PJ Salt, the only one to fall, but that's a small price to pay as they do secure the Mountain Soul.
Love Pure Llama. You know, I played on a team with Pure Llama. I was on Pure Llama's team during Captain's Draft. Very chill individual. Also very, you know, supportive, and really looks to play with the team here. And right now, this team needs a lot of support as they're looking at the Baron and looking at Vexrax.
Going for Vexrax, and the Moo taking so much damage. Ult doesn't come out. Flash is still available. Vexrax goes down. That might be all they need for Wash. PJ Salt's providing a screen in the mid lane, trying to buy as much time for the rest of his team who are just hitting the Baron. PJ Salt doesn't need to necessarily go for a turn as they are just backing up. Pure Llama goes for the Encore, not going to catch anybody. And now they're just going to go for the fight. XT dead instantly. God X Anime goes back in. The ult channeled to Requiem, not going to pick up anybody, but there is one. Demos finds another, a 3-4-2 already coming through, but Demos trying to find his way in, and look again, so much crowd control being layered. Erebus picks up another kill, and I'm expecting to see them pull the trigger very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you've got so many great diving tools. God X Anime just threatening that dive. Volibear ultimate is such a strong tool here. They have to respect it.
They're already going to be picking up the first inhibitor. There's no response coming through. There can't be a response from AA, but there's the current call. They're going in. That Encore finds 3. They're trying to dive through, but the Zyra stops them in their tracks. Can the Requiem do anything? They don't have any damage. They only pick up Bill the Pony, and they get completely aced as we see Wash turn around everything. They come alive in the mid game, and they're going to take down AA.
And Wash, just like that, break that loss streak, show us the strength of the team that everyone had pegged as one of the top 2 teams in the league at the beginning of the season, with a 12-0 perfect game from Erebus.
All right, that was an absolute whirlwind of a draft, so let's break down what we just saw drafted. Art of War have a really strong front line. The Ornn and the Trundle are going to be able to soak so much damage, give Swain the time to output more of the DPS style than maybe the Drain Tank style, depending on how Guilty chooses to build. Renata and Callista, such a powerful bot lane combo, one that should definitely have lane dominance over Vayne and Zilean. But like you mentioned, Zilean with the point-and-click slow, very effective into the Callista. And so I think we're getting an absolute banger of a game. And my eyes are on how the bot laners play out this matchup. Because I'm not even sure it would matter if they had the cleanse. A bit of a trade going up in the top lane is definitely a favor Fish McGish as he looks to crash in this wave and get a reset off. Big CS lead up in the top side. Meanwhile, back at the bot side, Letters off of the gank has appeared to find quite a bit of advantage back, although Total Trash might be in for a surprise. Speed boosted on the Volibear. Smite comes through, flash over the wall by Bow Explode, stuns Total Trash, who's going to drop. Bailout is not going to save her, him and Letters now going in.
Oh my god.
Right on top of him, Bow Explode will fall. Ariri, the next one to get low. Kenny Hammerspike flashes forward, going to take out Ariri now. Guilty, trying to go stun him. The flash expended. Kenny Hammerspike taking a lot of damage, but the Talia W is in. And no, Guilty is going to get out. The way that Fish has been managing these waves has been an absolute masterclass on lane bullying. The way that these waves always dump into the tower huge and immediately into the jungle to punish Total Trash. We're going to see a flash forward trying to get in. We're going to see the hook onto Total Trash. Ornal's in to try and save him, but it's too late. Total Trash is going to fall.
Total Trash also takes the blue buff, which means that it's so difficult for Dekus to actually exist in this lane. And their only respite, they're going to be able to pick up that first dragon. But Fish Magish now with a freeze on Dekus, going to be so difficult.
Bow Explode is going to find the stun on Guilty, who pops that ultimate to Bow Explode and Broccoli trying to kite out, but he swaps Kenny in the back line now. Kenny Hammerspike's free hitting.
Oh my god.
Bow Explode back in, does so much damage, will drop, but 3 kills going over to the side of INT. 2 of them on Kenny Hammerspike, who's absolutely monstrous this game. This Rift Herald, sending 4 people there. It's going to be pretty nice for Vayne and Zillion down in bot lane, but I do like the coordination to try and pick up an objective, the local goal. Here's Weaver's wall in the bot lane. Broccoli's looking, the Condemn goes through, the Cleanse finds nothing. Kenny Hammerspike, unstoppable. Effective counterpick into the Ornn we've seen so much. Bow Explode exploring bottom side, trying to see what he can find. It's not going to be too much with the control ward and Tribush.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Kenny, in position for a big fight.
They're gonna look for the dive. Here's the Stormcaller. Stun goes out onto Letters, and the
hostile takeover?
The hostile takeover goes crazy. Doesn't matter, though. Letters doesn't do any damage. Guilty arrives in the fight. He's gonna look to clean up. Is going quite big, but it's 1 versus 3. Gonna pop that Zillion ult. Try and get to refuge that is the tower, and it will not be enough.
That one actually in one of the earlier seasons. Had a little bit of an interesting team composition against a little bit of an interesting team. But right now, Broccoli now could be in a lot of trouble. Ariri just looking to try to make something happen here. But while the Talia is only 1-5, she has such great fancy feet. Gonna be able to survive?
They land the Swain E, the Ignite goes down. Do they have any more follow-up? One more auto from Ariri will seal it. And a little silver lining now for AWE, who do manage to do a good macro play, find a pick in the mid lane, because Dekus might be in trouble, though. Fish opts to use the Ghost. The Exhaust from the Spellbook is already down. The Bleed stacks are stacking up. The Ord is so tanky, though. Doesn't even have an item done, because Dekus absolutely trolling Fish Magish right now through the bushes. But the Decimate is going to go through, put full Bleed stacks on Biggest Dekus, and that final hook in from Darius going to deal that one up in the top side as both teams turn to Drake.
Want to build damage. If you're in the middle of the game, kind of even of the game, you kind of usually want to build damage if you're Vayne.
But when you're this... Looking in bot side, Stormcaller's going to knock out the tower. Letters doing everything they can to kite out. There's no slow, though, so Letters does get the kite. They're going to contest for the single game record, but we'll see how far this Rift Herald goes. You never know. That being said, INT putting on an absolute masterclass of early game with maybe champions you wouldn't expect to be good in the early game. Bow Explode using the tank, getting on top of Letters just to flash out, but the flash getting Hammerspike, dodges the hostile takeover, and is now dishing out so much damage. Total Trash doesn't do anything. The bailout will go on Total Trash, and actually, Bow Explode is going to have the...
Oh my god!
The Zillion ult popped, and Kenny Hammerspike just left alone to do Vayne things. Fish shows up to the fight, and it's all over for AWE.
Has subscribed to that FFS, has read up on it, and has noticed that Ariri was talking up Renata this whole time, saying how good of a champ she is. But hold on, no matter how good of a champ you are, Biggest Dekus not going to be able to get on out of here. He's really, really tanky, but should still eventually go down.
Yeah, I think you can keep going with your point. It's just the Ornn dying again. That's nothing new for this game. It would be a miracle to land 2 of those 3 CCs onto the Vayne. Now, maybe in combination with an Ornn ultimate is possible, but Total Trash barely going to dodge out in the seismic shove. Does not matter. Stormcaller means that there's no tower there and is going to fall to the 4-man stack of INT.
Yeah, and right now, Kenny's outputting so much damage, but I want to give a shout out to one of the unsung heroes of this game. He who slops on this Zillion is doing so much work. The great Weaver's Wall.
Big Berserk coming out from Ariri does get a lot of damage off. Volibear, taken quite low, is going to revive, but Kenny Hammerspike is left untouched, and that means there's damage. Guilty going forward, finds a lot of damage. It's not quite enough. They do find Fish McGish. They do find He Who Slops, but ultimately, at the end of the day, Guilty will fall, AWE will fall, and Total Trash is left alone to defend the base.
Yeah, and Total Trash, unfortunately, not going to be able to do it against this Vayne. She's outputting so much damage, so much healing, and just like that, Kenny Hammerspike won alone. Hearthbound Axe, which does so much work at allowing Vayne to kite back and forth. You know, with her ultimate, she's able to run forward at enemy champions very quickly, but running away, that's hard.
Seismic Shove goes out, Biggest Deke is going to fall once again. Hello. Kenny Hammerspike on a rampage. Wait, why is Kenny on a rampage? Kenny's 12-0. Anyway, Fish McGish is the one that's now getting collapsed on by 4 members of AWE, but it doesn't matter.
God.
Versus 4. Brutally has left the game as Fish McGish is going to clean up the entire AWE roster. They might have to find a new one early after this. Bow Explode looking absolutely nuts. 800 gold into the 16,000 dent that they need to put. Not counting the 2 Mountain Drakes and the Infernal, which, of course,
I mean, honestly, at this point, all you can do is go over to INC and say, hey, can we get a bit of debt forgiveness? But right now, Guilty is getting no forgiveness whatsoever. No respite at all, as Letters is getting chased down by Bow Explode. Bow is giving a bit of payback for earlier. Bailout does nothing here. Ariri goes down. Dekus not gonna get condemned against the wall as Total Trash going in on Kenny, but there's no shot that this Vayne dies even remotely close to dying, actually. And the Nexus going fully down as INT once again showing us complete dominance in this league.
I do kind of want to see Wet do something with that, though, kind of like a pincer maneuver, essentially, where it's like they let RLS charge forward and then they just kind of circle around and kind of crush them all in the center. It's just going to be a matter of, are they able to get this Volibear set far enough behind to where they don't have to worry about so much damage coming out, like in him having just a massive health bar that they can't get around.
Small farm lead, and Diana does like being ahead of the Vi. But we're already seeing the Vi start to come through, and Kaori.
Vi getting the flash Q out. That is a massive amount of damage. Kaori has to flash away to stay alive, but we're going to see War Leader trying to capitalize on the fact that Vi was in that mid lane, trying to get onto this bot lane. We do see him dive on top of the Janna, taking the Janna out. That is going to be very important. They're able to get a lot more down here. Unfortunately, Varus is going to survive. That Q is going to come out. Not.
And War Leader turns his attention towards the Rift Herald as well. Bacon Pancakes trying to move in and get a little bit of control, but the Rift Herald's already mostly gone.
Yeah, I think this is just going to basically be an objective trade too, as we see that the Rift Herald is going to go down, so War Leader is able to pick that up and just walk away from Bacon. However, that means that Cloud Drake is going to go over to the side of this. Look at the Mundo overplaying his hand. Bacon Pancake's getting completely bursted out, not able to walk away. End up seeing Wet start to turn this thing around.
Oh, Black Venom just ults.
Black Venom gets the ult, drops it down. We do see the Assault Battery coming out as well, and that's going to be the knockback by these ears. Sarima Shuffle means that Kaori is going to go down. Black Venom is going to pick up that kill. And then War Leader comes in for the trade, taking down Charu.
They lose a little bit more damage off the structure in the mid lane, and they're not able to go for the dragon immediately.
Anti kind of disrespecting the Mundo, fighting under his own tower right here. He is a lot lower than he really wants to be.
Yeah, Charu's here.
Yeah, we've got Charu coming up to the top lane. We got Anti trying to get away. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to. The back is going to be stopped, as now they're just kind of playing dance around, trying to find a way. We do see that is going to be Azir going down. The flash coming out for the kill.
Of this game, they're trying to make everything happen. The one strong spot we are seeing coming out from the side of Wet is still the top lane.
Oh, it is. And look at this. We got Azir so low, just kind of hanging out where they shouldn't be, and that means that they're going to be taken down. War Leader finding that kill. Diana jumping on top of him, getting a nice bit of damage off. That is going to be the blue buff taken away. And a Mundo coming down as well, trying to help out his team, but unfortunately, there's just too much CC, using the Blast Cone so effectively to knock them away. We got a knock up by Diana as the Assault Battery comes out. Nice root, though, from Amumu. It keeps them there, and they are able to get under the safety of their turret. Tef found the Janna alone and afraid, and they are going to be taken down.
And as the wave starts to push in from the top side, RLS looking to go for the dive. Anti has
Oh,
ult.
we got the dive. We got the Billy Bear ult. That is going to be a safety in number situation as we see RLS just dropping in on everybody. Vex almost able to take down the Varus, but the heal comes out to barely save their life for just that split second. And then we got Azir right here trying to get revenge for the Darken Archer right there, but the TP from Bully Bear means that they're going to be caught out as well, and unfortunately this is just a fiesta across the map. Get away relatively easily. They're just basically chasing him down at this point, but really don't need to. You do see Vi getting caught out, trying to find an engage. Unfortunately, War Leader just goes completely ballistic and knocks them unconscious.
There's not a whole lot that Black Phantom could do. Now they're just trying to walk their way out.
Yep.
Rift Herald already
we got
dropped.
Anti right here jumping onto Turtle of Doom. He does get rooted under the tower that he shut down. He's trying to find the engage, is able to do it, dealing so much damage so quickly to that poor Varus. There's nothing that the ADC can do to just such a massive bear. And with you got, I believe it's Shirley pushing down this bot lane right here. Oh, nice knockback under the tower. Means that Vex is going to have to go golden to stay alive. They're going to flash out, able to get away. We got Diana flashing under the turret. Amumu ult to loop everybody under that moonfall. Does mean Shirley's going to hit that tower. Lots of damage coming out, but there's going to be a shutdown as Azir takes down Diana. We do see the blue turret on the top lane destroyed as we just got so much pressure on both sides coming out. Vi does manage to take Shirley out before that second charge. We might see Anti take a second tower here, though, which means that we're going to have that inhibitor vulnerable. Nope. It's going to be very, very low. Are you disrespecting? Why are you staying? Oh, my goodness. There he goes. That is going to be Vi taking the kill for revenge.
Into the map. You already called it out. An NA ram is perfectly on the Bucks.
Absolutely, and it's like you can go for a tower dive whenever the tower isn't actually working because it's not going to do anything for you.
They just
see a bandage toss coming out. That is going to be a nice lockdown onto Azir. He's going to burst down so quickly. However, he is going to be able to get out. Has to go golden though to avoid getting caught out on the sides by Vex. And that is going to be, we got a split fight going on right here. Janna trying to disengage, not able to do it. We got Anti jumping on top of them. That is going to be a poor Janna taken out. Vi as well. The Demon Lady just gets completely shredded, eaten alive. Cowrie picking up that kill. In the meantime, this mid lane push is just going to mean that this mid lane turret and inhibitor are going to be gone. Look, Fight's still going right here, jumping on top of this. We do see poor Mundo taken out as well. We got the root coming out. That is going to be devastating as we get the ace of the game. Mid turret's going to fall. Inhibitor's going to fall. I think this could be the final push.
This might be it, Sherrigan. They're already going to be pushing in. RLS already showcasing how strong of a team they can be, and it's kind of crazy to me. Once again, I have to praise War Leader for another great game, this time on the Diana.
Absolutely, so many good calls. Just knew exactly where to position themselves on the map. We are seeing right now, game not quite ending as we're having to fight off all the members coming out of the fountain, but unfortunately, RLS is just too darn strong, and it is really late in this game, so they're just like, it's time to end it.
It's time.
I don't know if we mentioned it at the top of this, but Cheeky Blinders being that substitute against Ganondorfs is going to be interesting to see how they kind of debut into this this matchup, and so it'll be kind of interesting to see Wukong in that jungle against this J4.
Yeah, bot lane is getting pushed in here by the side of PTP. Wukong in the area can potentially look for something, but as of yet, nothing to be found.
Now, with Caitlyn being so low because of all this poke, means this could be very risky, but we got the nice headshot coming out as First Blood goes over to the side of Cloud9. Control Ward means that this vision is going to be completely free, so they are able to see exactly what's going on with that dragon. They're not going to be able to contest it, but it does mean that they're able to see this Zyra as she disengages. Condemn into the wall means that we got a huge amount of damage coming out, but unfortunately, Vayne is going to get taken out of the equation as Caitlyn snipes them away, getting the double kill. She takes out the plant as well. We see right there the flash from the Jarvan coming out, the flash from Caitlyn as well to avoid the EQ combo. Very well played by Music Boy.
Strong player. Some of the one of the highest KDA players, despite losing both games. Ganondorf's in the top lane, looking for the flag and drag.
Is going to land it. Drag. It's going to knock up, but we got the call of the Forge God going to come out. There's going to be a double knock up. We got the Alawi ultimate coming out as well. Means that Tadeas does manage to finally pick up a kill.
Strong spot to have a very smooth transition from the early game spike to the late game spike. Now, PTP are turning towards this Rift Herald, and Wukong's there, going to look for the steal.
Looking for that steal. We've seen a lot of damage coming out. We see the Flag and Drag come out, Nabil knockups coming with the Galio ultimate as well, the grand entrance, but that is going to be a lot more damage coming out from the side of C9 as they are able to finally get it.
Don't know how to play it, don't know when to back off when they've gotten what they've been looking for, and as a result, it's going to be a lot more gold going over to the side of C9. Massive trade from Music Boy!
That was so much more damage than I expected.
Very powerful. Now, Galio's pathing bot side here.
The lockdown from the Nico, the damage coming out, the net doesn't find its target, so the headshot doesn't come out. Vayne is now chasing down this Nico. We got the Everfrost just barely missing, but the taunt is going to find it. That is going to be huge as they get a shutdown right there. The tower shot's not able to do quite enough. But look at the damage that's coming out from Caitlyn.
Oh my goodness!
It's going to be the knockout. That's going to be huge as Vayne picks up the shutdown gold as they take Caitlyn out of the equation. Galio, he's like, yeah, it's fine. I got this.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see the Zyra ult CD, but if they had that ability, it would have gone crazy. Vayne was taking so much damage.
Should be an easy take for them, but it looks like we're going to see a fight here in a moment.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Oh, big abilities going down from Zyra.
Yeah, big abilities going down from Zyra. We do have the TP coming out as the Alawi is going to be going in on the backline. Unfortunately, or Galio is going to be going on the backline, completely obliterated as they know exactly where they're going to be.
Chain whip, Kindle Gem, Chain Vest, couple long swords. I mean, it's a lot of stats, but it's not a lot of oof.
Yeah, it looks like they accidentally split build. I kind of want to say that that's a death stance that they were thinking about. We got the Call of Words God coming out. That's going to be huge as a nice knock up comes out right there. We got the Everfrost, though, rooting down poor target, and that is going to be a grand entrance as Galio comes in trying to save their ally. We've got Caitlyn trying to get away. The Everfrost root is going to be huge. The taunt and that is going to be enough to get a shutdown, but Sundara may have overplayed
Vayne on the side,
but we've got Vayne on top of the CEO of Bard doing a lot of damage to this Nico, but this is going to be a choke point, which is exactly where Lissandra wants to find you, and that means there's going to be a huge frozen damage coming out, and we got Jawa trying to find the target. This is very well done by PTP as they were able to play their cooldowns far more effectively.
So we're going to have to see how fast C9 catch on. Hex gates are available.
They are available. TP from Ornn is also on board and ready to come online. We see that the Baron is already brought down to a third of its health. This is so low. This is going to be a huge fight. We do not have a college board. That is going to be a huge takedown as Tay does manage to get down Wukong. Wukong is going to be taken out of the equation. Huge damage coming out from that Caitlyn auto attack as we see one of the members of PTP taking it very, very low. Cataclysm is going to lock the Ornn in place in the backline, means they're not able to engage Lissandra.
Oh my goodness!
The finish off. They are able to find a target, but unfortunately not enough damage to come through, and that is going to be a double kill for Alawi as they take down Lissandra, and that is going to be Galio finishing it off.
Here today should be able to walk out just fine. But
beautiful thing about having a large health bar whenever you're not getting peppered by Caitlyn. That Ginsu's, though, being on Vayne is going to be devastating. Like, that's going to be the most dangerous thing because every other auto attack now is going to basically proc Silver Bolts, which is just going to mean that these health bars are going to melt.
Yeah, PTP are looking towards the Drake. They're holding the choke point pretty well.
We have a miss from that, means that is kind of the go button. However, we got the rest of C9 trying to find the engage. They do get one root call. The Forge God's going to come out. That's going to be really huge, but he's going to be CC'd, so he's not able to get it off. So that means it's going to go just run right past. This is C9 getting completely shredded as they're not able to do anything. Caitlyn trying to get away.
Music Boy knows to not push it too far. Really wants to get in that rapid fire and make that item count. Not able to. PTP playing their positions very well. Not getting greedy. Oh my!
It's going to be a huge root, huge Zyra ultimate. As unfortunately that comes from the fog of war. They're not able to see it, and so that means Sundara is going to take down Wukong. Wukong's going to go out of the equation, and then we got Zyra picking up the kill on the Nico.
Flag and drag miss, but overall, the way that Sundara plays this is genius. Right on top of them, big three-man taunt into the knockup. Absolutely nothing that C9 can do. The Hextech Soul is getting so much damage off because they're all clumped on top of each other. They can't move because they're slow. So CEO of Bard, the ult comes up empty, and there's nothing that C9 could do anymore. That's got to be game for PTP. I think they got it.
They could be. We got Jar 4. He's already on top of the tower, but look at that. The tower, it's taking damage, but it's not quite going down. We might see an execute come out. Oh, he goes down. Ganondorf's going to be executed.
I think I could still end.
By the minions. They could still end. We got such a good TP to keep the turret. There we go. That is going to be game as PTP takes down the Nexus, and that is going to be game as they are now the 1-3 team, while unfortunately C9 is 0-4.